This is a Red FM Vancouver podcast. Make sure you hit subscribe for more great content. For further info, log on to redfm.ca.
ਸਕੂਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਬੱਚੇ ਕਦੋਂ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਮਾਪਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਛਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਸਬੰਧ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਅਨਾਊਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਕਿ 8 ਸਤੰਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਲੇਬਰ ਡੇ ਦੇ ਵੀਕਐਂਡ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਅਕਸਰ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਕੂਲ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ। ਜਦੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ BC ਟੀਚਰਸ ਫੈਡਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਟੈਰੀ ਮੂਰਿੰਗ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਅਧਿਆਪਕਾਂ ਨੇ, ਮਾਪਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਤੇ ਇਤਰਾਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਅਖੀਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹਟ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ 8 ਸਤੰਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਖੋਲਦੇ, ਫਿਰ ਠਹਿਰ ਕੇ ਖੋਲਾਂਗੇ। 8 ਸਤੰਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਟੀਚਰ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਫਿਰ ਕਦੋਂ ਖੋਲਣਗੇ, ਕੀ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ? ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ BC ਟੀਚਰਸ ਫੈਡਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਟੈਰੀ ਮੂਰਿੰਗ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਮਿਸ ਮੂਰਿੰਗ, ਗੁੱਡ ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure.
So tell us how teachers are feeling about yesterday's announcement.
So, the BCTF had been advocating for some time at the beginning of the school year to make sure entire school staff can get together and receive the really important health and safety orientation training that's going to be necessary for next year. This coming September is going to be really different, even from, what we saw in June, where we only had a small percentage of our students return. So in September, with a full return of students, there's going to be a lot of additional health and safety protocols and procedures that will need to be in place. It's really important that everyone is well aware of them, is trained in them, because it'll be teachers and support staff that will be, guiding students when they do return, training students in terms of those really important classroom protocols as well as school protocols. And so there's going to be, a lot of that kind of training needed, because I know that health and safety concerns are top of mind for both parents and teachers.
Well, we invited the education minister today. I wanted to ask him that do they have any comprehensive back-to-school plan? I mean, minister is not available, but have they given you a comprehensive back-to-school plan?
So the planning process is still underway. We have 4 ministry working groups that 25 teachers are serving on, as well as a ministry steering committee. And so what happened during the announcement at the end of July is that what was released was really a health plan, and what stage we would be in September. And so what we needed to do, and then that's why we as teachers at that time said there's a lot more work and planning that needs to go into this. And so what's happening right now is that health plan has been taken to those work groups and the steering committee, and they're in the process of having those conversations, engaging in that planning. They've been working all summer, and they will continue to work to do that planning. But we're in a really difficult environment right now where there are a lot more questions than answers, and so it is really important that decisions are made and that they're clearly communicated with both families and teachers.
Parents really want to know then, if not September 8th, when their children will go to school. The preparations that your teachers are making now, why they couldn't be made during those days when COVID-19 was there and classrooms were empty, and now they are delaying it. How much delay is there? When do you think the schools will open? Have you been told anything?
Well, I know that, the minister is planning to make an announcement, and we're waiting for that as well, to get that clarity. That clarity is critical. Parents and families absolutely need to know the day that their children are going back to school. And, we were thrown a real curveball in July, and so really, the planning is underway. School districts won't have their health and safety plans even developed until the end of August. The timelines are really tight right now, and so not all that information is even available right now to school districts. And so it's going to be important that school staff gather. There's going to be some unique situations in, each and every different school will have slightly different procedures based on their size and where they are in terms of the community. And so it's important that those school staffs have the opportunity to get that training, because again, students and families actually also will need to know what those protocols are, and we'll have to also make sure that they're adhered to for the long term.
So what do you prefer happen differently for teachers to go back studying comfortably and efficiently?
So, some time for the training is important. Some other measures that are important, though, are smaller class sizes. And so what we're hearing in our communities and from the Provincial Health Office is that physical distancing is one of the most important measures that we can employ to protect ourselves. And so we need to ensure that physical distancing is also possible in schools. And so what that's going to mean is reducing class sizes, finding additional spaces for additional classes, so that we can allow students to do that physical distancing within classrooms. We have ways to stay school start times slightly so that not all students are in the hallway at exactly the same time. But we also need to make sure that we have fewer students in classroom spaces as well.
So we know for sure that students are not going back to school on 8th of September. But when would they be going? We are all in dark. So you have no information?
Well, I anticipate students will be starting school that week, but again, we're waiting for the minister's announcement just like everybody else. And so hopefully, that happens soon because, families and teachers too both need to know all the information. And so it's always difficult when we have a lack of information. And, right now there are lots of questions and not a lot of answers. And so it's a difficult, time to kind of just be waiting, especially when we're all concerned about schools and how safe they're going to be. So that, planning needs to be really carefully done, and I know it's underway right now. And the sooner announcements can be made, the better. They need to be done carefully and thoughtfully. But, we do need that information.
So Minister has indicated to you there'll be another week, let's say 15th or around 15th of September. Is it correct?
Oh, no. What I'm saying is I anticipate, and, I haven't heard the official announcement. No one has. But I do anticipate that students will be in schools that first week, just, not in the first couple days. And, but again, waiting for the details from the ministry.
Thank you very much. We will be talking to you again, Ms. Teri Mooring.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another Red FM podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe and check out our Red FM Canada YouTube channel. For further info, log on to our Red FM social media platforms or visit redfm.ca.